It's a very simple story that we all know variations of, but it's very profound for us at this moment and allows a question to be asked. The story of that young seeker who travelled far and wide to learn truth. He'd sought out many of the great masters of the day, and he'd learned a great deal, but he was still on his quest, until one day he came to a village nestled at the base of a mountain. And as was his usual bent, he went to the villagers and he asked them, "Is there a master? Do you know of someone who's a sage?" And they said, "Yes, yes, we have a master resident at the top of the mountain here. He's a great, knowledgeable saint." So the young man set out to climb the mountain. But just before he reached the crest of the mountain, he came across a man chopping wood, hewing the trees. And so the young man decided that he would ask this man where he could find the master. So he went over, and there was the man in his simple homespun clothes, sweat pouring off his brow and from his bare chest, wielding his axe with great strength and adeptness. But when the woodchopper saw the young man approaching, he laid down his axe beside him, holding it in his hand, resting on it for a moment. The young man said to him, "Oh, I've been told by the villagers that there is a great saint on this mountain. Can you tell me where I might find him?" And the woodchopper pointed to himself, his chest, and said, "I am he." Well, the young man was very greatly taken aback. How could this rough man chopping wood be a great saint and master? But he could see the glint of the very sharp axe that he had beside him. Thought he was completely mad, but he'd better placate him. So he said, "Oh, well, please, would you tell me what you did before you were enlightened?" And the woodchopper said, "I chopped wood." Oh, said the young man. "Oh, well, what do you do now that you're enlightened?" The woodchopper said, "I chop wood." With that, the woodchopper began to laugh. And as he laughed, the birds began to laugh, and the grass waved with laughter, and the trees roiled with laughter, and the mountains roared with laughter at the foolish young man who did not recognize the master in the woodchopper. We can ask ourselves, what does it mean to say that when this man, ordinary man, the woodchopper, loved the birds, the grass, the trees and the mountains, loved with him, we know our ordinariness. We know that we still have sweat on our brow and on our chest from life. But what does it mean for us when we come to that place where the grass, the birds, the trees, the mountains love? There's a statement to be made, and in the coming days we'll explore what it means. As you know, it's very rare for me to make a statement, but I do so now so that we can begin this new phase of understanding the workings of life in relationship to what it is that has occurred for us, what it is that we've become. And that statement is, all of the laws of life work for emptiness. What could that mean for us? What is it that rests in the moments of our life now? We hear, feel, see life. And yet, there's something that's occurred for us that allows us to recognize that whilst life is there, in the moments, it's not resting anywhere. What does it mean for us? But this law is absolute. All of the laws of life work for emptiness. Let's see what understanding we can bring from this statement over the coming